Hey friends, welcome back to Midlife Group Chat. In this episode, we've got some fun stuff to talk about, so we're excited that you're here with us. Be sure to follow us if you aren't already so that you don't miss an episode.
And we're always looking for topics and guests. So if you want to suggest either, please reach out to us at midlifegroupchat@gmail.com.
Okay, so let's dive in. Lorri, what have you been up to lately?
So if you can't tell by our backgrounds, I am actually in California with Christina right now. So what have we been doing? Why did I come here? So on Sunday, we actually did the hot chocolate run in San Francisco, the 10K. It was very fun. That was my first time. I'll let Chris tell you how many times she's done it, but Chris had asked me to do this several years in a row, and I kept saying yes, yes, yes. And this year I just went ahead and signed up and we did it, and it was great fun. And then the other reason I'm out here, well, two other reasons is my twin sister and I are in the Stanford Twin Study. I had to do a follow-up with them, and then I'm actually going up to Oregon to for Audrey's birthday. So that will be fun. And Chris and I have just been hanging out and catching up. And go ahead, Chris. Tell them about your very important legacy stuff with the hot chocolate.
Yes, I have been doing this run for, I looked it up and it's 13 years now. So I'm called Legacy, so that's exciting. Every now and then I get like special prizes, I guess. So that's fun. This year I got chocolate, hot chocolate bomb and this cool mug, like a travel mug. So that's fun. And I think every like milestone year, so in 2 years from now, I'll get another special prize. So that's exciting. But I used to do the 15K, which is about 9 miles. And yeah, in the last few years, we've switched to the 10, and that's much better, much easier. I'm like barely sore, so it's much better. Um, but yeah, and I have been, yeah, so that's it. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about is this is a kind of a random thing, but I was realizing a few months ago, and I want to see what you think about this. Um,
Yes,
when, Lorri, was the last time that you think you really screamed, like deep, loud scream?
that's such a good question. Um,
And like literally, I was thinking about this because I took the dog running and I was trying to like yell at her and I was trying to do that like assertive, like kind of angry yell,
yeah,
and I've lost it. Like when my kids were little, I could
yeah.
scream. And when I was like, I did some little coaching stuff. I coached a soccer team when Cole was like 6, and I screamed a lot when I was coaching just to like, get attention
Yeah,
and stuff
get
like that.
attention.
But now, like literally, I don't think, even if my life depended on it, I'm not sure I could like scream, like deep, like loud scream. It's hard. It's something you lose, I think.
I think so too. And it's so funny that you're talking about this because I can't remember the last time that I like screamed because the same thing, my kids are grown. I was at my cousin's and our dogs, for some crazy reason, kind of went at it and were like fighting with each other and I had to pull them apart. And I kind of was yelling, but like what you're talking about. And actually when I did do that, my throat was like a little sore because I was like yelling, yelling, yelling. But screaming, that's interesting. So I definitely was screaming when I was trapped in the car after the car accident. But that was like different. It was like more like, get me out of here, get me out of here. Not like what you're talking about. I don't know. It's so interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. I don't remember. I was watching a show where I was something
Yeah.
where you had to like, if I had to scream for my life to get attention, like, oh,
Yes.
maybe it was an avalanche thing. I think I was watching something about an avalanche and thinking like, if I were trapped
Yeah.
and needed to scream to get people to find me, could I scream loud? I mean, maybe in that situation I could,
Yeah.
but also I'm not sure if I have that like
That
that
range anymore.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
deep like no, like emergency kind of scream.
Yeah. That's so funny. Maybe we need to practice this. I did just watch a
Yes.
show. So remember we are going to talk about this. She screamed in pluribus. Do you remember?
And that's another thing.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that when that
That got my
triggered this?
attention. Yes. Like, could I
Yes.
do that? I mean, I guess if I practiced and I were being paid to scream,
Yeah.
I would do
But I
it.
don't know that I could. Maybe we should practice this. We'll terrify your neighbors and
Yeah.
see. Go to a go to a go on a hike and yell off a mountain. I don't know, but I do think everybody needs a good little scream every once
Yeah.
in a
I
while,
think
and
so
I can't
too.
remember either. All
Like,
right, that's on the bucket list. We got to put that.
yes, go somewhere and just scream
Yeah,
loud.
and
Like,
let it
I don't know.
all
Or like,
out.
I was watching Amazing Race and they jumped from a plane. And some of the, a lot of them were just like scared and quiet, but some of them were like, ah. But I was thinking, like, I think I would be kind of quiet or like, oh my God, oh my God. I mean, I think I would maybe not be silent, but I don't think I'd be like, ah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Same. Interesting.
anyways, yes,
I love
I think
this.
a deep scream, like once a year, like
Yeah,
it's
just to
probably something that's
keep the
healthy.
muscle memory.
Yes, all the things that we need to, yeah, keep
Yes.
up doing as we age. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
So, very random thing.
I love it.
Okay, so let's see. Another thing that I wanted to ask you about, and we haven't talked about this previously, well, at least not recently.
Mhm.
Um, One of the things that I hate, and my mom's here, so I don't want to like say it too loudly, but is the what's for dinner question. I am the apparently the only person in the house that can decide, and everybody in my house says it's because I'm picky and I want what I want, and I think there's a little bit of truth in that, but it's also like, no, I mean, I can just either eat what is made or not. I'm
Mhm.
I'm fine, but I have to decide every single day. Do you, so like you, it's just you and your daughter most of the time, and sometimes you're by yourself. Like, how much thought do you have to put into dinner every day? Do you put any?
It's so funny. I don't put much thought into dinner. So it's so interesting that you talk about this. That question as your kids get older and you sort of become an empty nester does sort of fade away. When you first become a parent, you're like, when did I sign up for this dinner assignment that I have to do every single day? Like, I have to figure out lunches, I have to figure out breakfast, I have to figure out dinner every single day. I didn't really have to do that much of that at all. I will say, so my youngest daughter is still living with me. I think I talked about that in a previous podcast. You know that. And we do a lot of door dashing, not gonna lie. Like, it kind of after COVID and then the car accident, we really became very reliant on it. Although I will say one thing for this year, I told her, I'm like, we're not doing that because we are both capable to go pick up a few groceries for two people to eat a meal. But we don't, we it's very organic how we sort of decide what's going to be for dinner. It's like either I don't eat dinner, which sometimes I just kind of like eat a bigger lunch and don't eat a dinner, or we're just not on the like same plate on that. But I don't think that much about it. Honestly, I'm like, what do I have? If I had gone to the grocery store, I know there's a couple of meals available to make, but no, I do not put a lot of thought into that unless I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. And then she's around. And if she's around, I'll be like, do you want it? Otherwise, I just go eat whatever I feel like. That's so funny. I know you still have one in the house. So and your mom.
Well, yeah, so my mom likes to cook most nights,
Okay.
and so she's planning what to make
Oh,
usually,
okay.
and so
Okay.
that's really what it is. Like, do you want lasagna? Do you want,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have like the 5 or 6 kind of standard meals that are in
Yeah.
rotation, and then sometimes it's like, no, I'm going to order in. I want
Yeah.
takeout. I don't know what, but I
Yeah.
do not want
A
any
home cooked meal.
cooking. Yeah, like I'm going to get takeout of something. Like,
Yeah.
and um, sometimes like I love Chipotle, and the my husband, my mom, they like Panera, and they're next to each other. So it's like I'm going to go to both. You guys can choose what you want. I'm getting Chipotle. You can have whatever you want. But um, yeah, it's a daily conversation every single morning
Oh my
in my
gosh.
house.
I That's so interesting. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't. It is not a daily conversation.
Yes, there's a reason why I love going to hotels because then I just like
Yeah.
you said, I can just pick.
Yeah.
Am I
Whatever
hungry? Am
you
I
want.
not? Do I want
Yeah.
a DoorDash? Not. Do I want to walk
Yeah.
down to the restaurant or not? Is there something
Yeah.
across the street? Nah. Yeah.
I will tell you that when a meal is cooked for me, it tastes so much more delicious than when I have to cook it myself. So whether that is DoorDash, although I will tell you one thing, and I don't know if you guys feel like this, probably not with Chipotle. We all know your love for Chipotle. But for me, like we basically have, I don't live in a big area, and so it's like we run the course of everything, and everything is just boring to us now. So like I honestly would rather just eat like a rotisserie chicken and then make something quick on the side or put it on top of the salad. Like to me that sometimes is just better. But I do love every once in a while my daughter will, because this one can cook, she will cook something and be like, "Hey, I'm making this. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Yes, that I don't even know what it is you're making, but yes, I want it. And I'm
Yes.
not preparing it or paying for it. So yes, I would love to eat it and I'm sure it's going to be delicious." So that's so
Yeah.
funny. Interesting.
Yeah. It is nice. It is very nice to have the home
Somebody
cooked
else.
meals
Yeah. Yeah.
made because I
Yeah.
certainly am not going to do that. And yeah, my kids did not have that a lot of it growing up. I
Yeah.
mean, we
Yeah.
did easy meals. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
yeah, okay, I know. I just wonder, like, and then everybody, whenever I talk to anybody about this, they always say the same thing. Just make a meal plan. Just make a menu plan. Write down,
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what you want every night. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's fine. Except, what if I don't want that? What
It
if the
is
whole
funny.
plan and the groceries and everything is
Yeah.
based on lasagna on Wednesday, and then Tuesday night I have something heavy pasta, and I'm like, I don't want
Yeah.
that tomorrow,
Want that
or
yeah.
for whatever reason I'm not going to be home, or I'm just in the mood for something else. Like, so I
Yeah.
don't want to do a plan, but I also don't want to be the decision maker every time. So
Yes. So I do
I
have a
mean,
friend who does do the planning and it fascinates me. They definitely, she predominantly cooks and she does, and they write it out on a board, and that does fascinate me. I never did that, even when the kids were younger. I did try it a couple times, but same as you, I'm like, okay, well, something came up I forgot about, or the kids had soccer, or the kids had swimming, and I forgot. And now I definitely do not feel like making that
yeah,
meal
you're
that I put
out
on
of
the
tune.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just something came up, like whatever, I worked late. And so I'm not good. I understand why people do it 100%, but it never really worked for me. And even now, like we did HelloFresh for a little bit. And so that kind of was like you sort of had to cook those meals in that week or whatever. Um, and that's probably the closest I ever came to like planning a meal, because you get them and then they're going to go bad because they're fresh, whatever. So interesting. I wonder what our listeners' thoughts are on that.
yes, I guess it just depends on which stage they're
Of
at. If they
life you're
still
in.
have
Yeah.
people at home that they have to feed, or if they can now
Yes.
just worry about
Wing it.
themselves.
Yeah. Worry about
You only
themselves.
have to feed yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. See, we bring very, very relevant and interesting
Yes.
topics to the world.
Topics. Yes. Yes.
Where would people be without this? And
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
that's so enlightening discussion over here. Okay. So the other thing I've been wanting to talk to you about, which we haven't talked about in person, so it's very
Yes.
possible this is completely new to you unless you've seen it on the news or something like that. So
Okay.
tell me if you know about this. But
Okay.
I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and there is a woman who she's looking for a man. She wants to get married, and so she did all the apps and she did all that stuff, and it wasn't quite working out. So she bought these billboards
Hmm.
across the Bay Area that said "Marry Lisa" and her photo. So it's marylisa.com. So she built this website, and she's looking for guys who are interested. I guess they go to the website and they like fill out a form, their interest form, and she reviews them. And if they seem interesting or whatever, there's probably photos or something. And she like sets up a date, and she's been going on all these dates with them. And I just thought, like, you know, good for her. Good, she's taking matters into her own hands. But like the news has featured this and stuff, and she's probably mid to late 30s, I guess, maybe very early 40s. I can't remember. I watched this whole little segment on the news, but I think she wants kids, so maybe she's like mid-30s. And I was thinking this could be fun for us to do even on this podcast of like, if there are people, if there are women who are looking, we can do a little profile on them and then
Yeah.
make that a safe way. We could be like intermediaries.
Yes. I
And
love
if
it.
somebody's interested in our friend over here, whoever this friend is, they contact us and then we do this pre-screening.
Okay. Interesting. So I follow on social media, I think it's on Instagram, something similar. I don't follow it so closely. Like I've seen a couple of examples of this, but there's a woman, and I don't know if she's a photographer or videographer or something, but she kind of does the same thing. She videos and photographs a meeting, and she sets two people up, and then she like shows their first impression, which could be very dangerous
Yikes, I don't love that
if
part.
for,
Yeah.
but so far the three that I watched, and maybe that's what she publishes, I don't know, they loved each other. They like so they had talked. It's not like they hadn't talked. They
Yeah.
were set up based off of some set of criteria, and then she does it. So we could do something similar where more in the lines of the marylisa.com. I like it because you know what, quite frankly, as somebody who has been in this space a very long time, for those of us in certain generations, the online dating is just so the like the apps are so overwhelming and just I get it. Like it's not it doesn't feel organic, right? It's like you you think your approach is the right way, but then you just keep meeting the wrong people, right? So I love challenging that space and trying to be innovative and who knows, like, maybe it'll be successful. But I love it. We should try it. Definitely um could see how it goes and see what
All right.
happens. Yeah.
So if anybody who's listening to us wants us to help you, if you want us as your matchmakers, you let us
Yes.
know. We are willing to do that because I think that would be
Yes.
really fun. The
Yes.
other thing I saw related to this, which I love even more, is I guess these Gen Yers, these younger kids, like early 20s, are kind of letting their parents take the lead on their apps. Like this one girl that was on the news, she was interviewed and she's probably like mid 20s and she said
Yeah.
she had been on the apps and she was meeting just losers and nothing was going well. So her mom kind of said like, I bet I can find somebody great for you. And so she let her parents, I don't know if it's both mom and dad, but I think probably mostly her mom, set up her profile pictures and do the initial screening of all the guys the mom was picking. And then when the mom found a couple good ones and so the mom was actually talking to them as her. So she was sort of catfishing these guys, but she was like
What?
doing this pre-screening. And then she's like, okay, honey, here's three guys or whatever that I think are good for you. And so the girl like took the advice, like went on these dates and ended up finding a great guy that she said she would have never swiped on herself, or maybe she had already wrong swiped him, whatever direction it is, in the past because he didn't look like her type, but he was actually a really great guy. And once it got past, just whatever was in the profile, mom knew
Yes.
best. And so, but I think that the article that I was watching, whatever, is that more of these kids are kind of doing that, like letting it's not like arranged, but letting their parents do some of that pre-screening just because they know that they're going to look for somebody truly a good match, truly good for them, regardless
Yes.
of looks and muscles or job or
Yes.
whatever. Like a really good match. And I thought that'd be super fun. I would like to do that, but
Yes, my mom would also love to do that, but she has actually told me to, and I was like, no, maybe that's
she
a
probably has
generational
accounts for
thing.
you set up
Yeah,
already,
who
and
knows?
she's already
But it's
screening guys.
funny. She did want to do it, and I didn't let her because I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know. I also think younger generations are so used to this that their engagements with this is probably slightly different. Like trying to match with men at this age, maybe that will be one of our episodes. I will share anonymously some, and I won't tell you which location because I can put it on travel mode or whatever. And some of the things that I've seen that I'm like, wow, we're really putting in zero effort. So why you think somebody's going to swipe on you, I don't know. But that is so interesting. I really am curious about the like long-term success of that. Maybe there's a app there, moms for
In charge.
in charge or something like that for dating. I don't know.
Mom's
It's,
betrothal. Yeah, I
that is
think
so funny. Um,
so. Of
interesting.
any age, if you want us
Yes.
to manage your,
Yes. Manage it.
profile and do that
Yes.
pre-screening, you let us know and we'll
Yes.
take
We're
care of
we're
it.
so here for you.
Yeah, I thought that was really fun.
So funny.
Okay.
Yes.
These random things. All right.
Yes.
So let's see. Moving right along.
Yes.
What are you loving lately, Lori?
Okay. So you already know this, so this is more for our listeners. So Chris has been telling me to watch Pluribus for a long time, and I had started it, and we had talked about it a little bit earlier. So while I was here, I was like, "Hey, I started this. I want to watch it." So she rewatched it with me, and I love Pluribus. The first episode is slow, so I'm going to tell you, be patient with it. And then it is so interesting. And I was saying yesterday because they were telling my sister to watch it. Um, I feel like almost like the show wants you to be addicted to these characters. Like I am feeling very sad that we binge watched all of it and now we have to wait. Like the main character Carol is so interesting, and then they introduced another very interesting character in the middle, but we really got to know them at a different time. Anyway, I don't want to give any spoilers. So, but what I would say is the premise of this show is so like new. Like I haven't watched anything like this. Like this is the first show that I've actually been excited about for a long time, minus Stranger Things, which we did talk about earlier. But this is a totally different thing. And it really like, it's very, um, thought provoking, and the concepts make you think about things that you don't normally think about. And so, again, I don't want to spoil, and I know you just watched it with me, but we did love it. We loved it, and we've made other people watch it now, and they love it. And it's, I recommend it 10 out of 10. So, what about you? What are you watching outside of this with me?
Yes. So, the other show that I am loving, and I'm not caught up yet completely. So I was several seasons behind, and so I probably have a few more episodes before I'm fully caught up. Is Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
I watched the first season when it was out, and then for whatever reason, I got distracted and I never went back. And I don't like starting a season like in the middle. I like to watch all of it. I like to binge. And so I think probably every time I've thought about it, I thought like, oh, well, I'll wait till the season's over. And then I just never went back. Anyway, so now I'm finally watching them all in a row. And same thing, I really like it. It's funny, it's cute, it's silly, and yeah, it's just kind of a fun background show. So I've been really enjoying that.
Yes, I do. I watched all of that. We talked about that. And I do also love it. I love the three of them together. I love their dynamic. I think I think part of it is it's so nostalgic for us, all three characters for different reasons. Like we talked about Wizards of Waverly Place, Selena Gomez, and then just like all the comedies that Steve Martin was in, as we were growing up and stuff like that. So, and Martin Short, I I just love, I don't know how they picked it. I haven't actually watched. I think there's a podcast series that goes along with it too, and I should watch it. But I love the characters they bring in, like the actors, but that sometimes play themselves, sometimes play crazy weird things. So yeah, I definitely recommend that show too. And it's great. It's just really, and there's enough like seasons now, like you can really like dive in and really like experience Only Murders in a Building. So yeah, nice. I like it. And so what are we learning? What are you learning now?
So one of the things that I've been doing for a couple months, and I've been now that the new year started and got lots of things, that I want to accomplish this year, I have been focusing on manifestation. And
Nice.
we were kind of joking about this in the car the other day about how silly it is to just like think things into existence and believe them into existence instead of doing the shit that makes them exist. Um, but I am doing the shit that makes them exist, but also I'm, I'm also manifesting that they
Yes.
exist bigger and better and faster. That is
Yes.
one of the things I'm learning to focus on and just try to keep the positive thoughts versus the, negative.
Yes.
It probably is not going to happen. I'm telling myself it is happening. It has happened. It's, whatever.
Yes. Yes. Nice. I like it. It's funny though. It's like so I had a different thing that I was going to talk about learning, but I think I'm going to go along with your topic because actually that is something that I read a bunch of stuff about recently. And so it goes in alignment with manifesting. So the other thing I think that I'm trying to learn, there's been studies that show if you talk about positive things and you think about positive things, the human brain, the neuroreceptors like make positive things happen. Like your experience becomes more positive. And so it's a little bit, like I said, complementary to manifesting. Um, so I think that that's something I am definitely trying to do is be more positive. It's very easy. And you always have examples in your life of where you're like, okay, I can see where somebody who is negative, always negative things happen, but maybe it's really a little bit about them creating the negativity instead of creating the positivity. So I think that that is something I'm going to dig into, and maybe I'll dig into manifesting with you. We could do some manifesting boards. Um, because I always like to say, and I tell my kids this all the time, it's like if enough people are talking about it, then there might be something to it. And I know it's very popular this year. Like many people have talked about creating these manifesting posters and things like
Vision
that,
boards.
vision boards. Yes, and even I think my mom did too a couple years ago. So it's like gaining traction. So I think I'm gonna investigate this and report back about positivity and how positivity brings positivity and if negativity brings negativity. And of course I am still learning on my data science course, but I don't know, really that was what I was going to talk about, but I don't have too much to talk about because we literally had one singular session. So more to come on that. Um, yes.
All right. Good. Well, yes, if we will manifest together and it will
Yes.
be
Yes.
amazing. Very
Yes.
good. Okay. And so last but not least, what are you leaving behind or
Yes.
changing?
Yes. I love that we hold each other accountable on this. I think this is so good for everybody. So, what am I leaving behind? Something that has come to sort of present itself to me is that in this day of digital exchanges, um, I want to leave behind my assumption about things that are being said and what people's intentions are. And so I'm going to, for the next, I don't know, let's say 2 weeks. Every time I engage with somebody for whatever reason, I'm going to assume noble intent. I'm going to assume that they only had positive reasoning and I'm going to respond that way. So I'm going to keep it very much like positive. I'm going to try to create that space with my digital exchanges, whether it's text messages or emails or whatever I'm doing. That is what I'm trying to leave behind. I guess what I'm leaving behind is the negativity. I'm going to leave the negativity behind for 2 weeks. That's my goal. How about you?
Only 2 weeks.
Well, I want to see how it works. I want to see if it changes. This is
If
an
you miss the
experiment.
negativity,
Or if it actually was I creating the negativity because I so I've had a lot of negative experiences in this, so that's what sort of the catalyst behind this. So I want to see if I'm creating it, which is a kind of a little bit in alignment with what we just talked about. But am I creating negativity? Am I, because I think they're being negative? Am I now making it negative when it would have just been, you know, neutral? And I created something. So I'm going to try 2 weeks.
okay,
Okay. Okay.
that's
What
good.
about
Yeah.
you? Yeah. Yeah.
Micro habits and
Yes.
yeah,
Micro habits that could turn into permanent behavioral changes. Who knows? Who knows?
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. One of the things that I have on my list to actually do that I have been talking about for many, many years, way too many years, is to cancel the $20 a month membership for the gym I haven't been to in at least 8 years.
Mhm.
I go to a different gym. I work out at a different place. And so this particular gym only allows you to cancel in person. And I've called a couple times and they say, no, I have to. And it's like an 8 minute drive. It's not like it's far. I just have to go there and walk in and
Yes.
cancel. And I have not done that in many, many years. And I've lost whatever $20 times 8 years is. And I need to stop doing that. So I'm going
Yes.
to leave behind that membership and, yeah, start not wasting money in that way. So that's my
Nice.
goal, anyways.
I
Hopefully, it
like
actually
it. I
happens.
like it.
Yes.
I think we have all fallen prey to paying for things. And then I almost use it as a punishment. Like I'm like, well, I'm going to keep paying because then I'm going to go. If I keep paying,
Yeah.
then someday I'll feel bad. And that is not always the case. Sometimes you
Yes.
just need to cut that and move on and
Yeah.
say, no, I am not going to ever go to this gym. It does not fill my love tank. I do not want to do it. Moving on and commit
Moving
that money to
on.
something else. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I
Okay.
think that's good for this episode. So, thank
Yes.
you everybody for hanging out with us today. Go do something fun. And if you want us to talk about something specific in a future episode, please reach out to us at midlifegroupchat.com. And you can find all of our past episodes there as well to catch up. All right, so we'll see you
See
soon.
you next time. Thanks.